Hey there, everybody. This is Ben Mitchell here. Welcome to Tradeways Tip Tuesday here on our weekly Facebook Live. Really looking forward to being on here with you guys. This is actually my first time to be on here as a host for one of these, but I'm really excited about it, and I'm really excited to share some of the info I have with you guys. Of course, it's pretty topical. It's actually specifically related to what transpired in the markets last week. And so a lot of you guys, you've been pretty familiar with what's been going on with like the GME and the AMC stocks, and this very popular topic as of late of these short squeezes that are occurring in the market that are really driving the stock prices for a few of these. Well, something interesting actually happened with the silver markets about this time last week that was pretty related to that same kind of topic, some of that stuff that's going on. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. So again, thank you guys for being with us. I'm excited to share some of that info with you. I tell you what, I'd love to know where some of my friends are from. I see we already have a few people on live. Locate your comment section there and put where you're from in the comments so I can, again, get a good idea of where some of you folks are from. I'm broadcasting here from small town Corsicana, Texas, and again, just looking forward to connect with you guys a little bit today, engage with y'all, and share some cool info. So listen, if you guys like what you hear today and you enjoy some of the information that we are going to cover, please feel free to like our post here and share this live, because if you feel like it's useful information for you guys, you may have some friends or family out there that may feel the same. So please don't hesitate to like and share this post a little bit later, and kind of get the word out there for some of this stuff. So with that being said, and by the way, I want to encourage you guys to throw out some questions too. If you have any questions as we go through some of this info, please don't hesitate to throw that out there as well, and I'll be more than happy to cover some of that for you guys. Let's see here. Something happened with my PowerPoint. There it is. Sorry about that, guys. So listen, what we're going to be talking about today is actually something that one of our previous coaches, I believe last week, talked about, and that is the concept of, or the occurrence, I should say, of the short squeeze that happened in the silver markets. This is something that happened with the GME stock and with AMC as well, and it actually it was at least attempted on the silver markets itself. Now, what's interesting about that is because you have these individual stocks like GameStop, like AMC, where some of these users on Reddit that had a very significant following and were able to really get some influence, really some influential pull there. They were actually able to really make a ruckus throughout the markets, as you guys are well aware of. The same thing was attempted in the silver markets, but think about this for a second, guys. Silver is certainly no individual stock. It is a market in and of itself. And so I'm going to be showing you guys an example of how what happened there with this attempted short squeeze of the silver market was more short-lived than it was with some of these stocks that our coaches like Blair Nightingale have been talking about in days past. But I'm also going to be sharing with you guys how it still affected you guys individually and other precious metals investors out there, and how to be prepared for it next time. And you'll see why that is so important in and of itself. And so let's get started here, guys. Let's take a look at some charts that are going to illustrate some of what I'm talking about here. So this right here is just a snapshot of the silver market as it was at the end of January. Okay, so this was before the spike in silver on February 1st, Monday of last week. Again, this is just a basic candlestick chart, and this is the spot price of silver. A lot of you guys may be familiar with that term, the spot price of silver. The most simplest way to think about it, at least for me, is just to think of it as being the main price of silver. And the same goes for gold. There's a spot price for gold. And so any of you guys out there who have been interested in precious metals in the past, you may be familiar with that term spot price. And you can actually go out there and chart it. As you can see here, this is a pretty just clean, candlestick chart of the silver spot price. You can see it, for those of you familiar with some of our Tradeway stock trading system, you guys can recognize patterns with this as well. So, some rolling patterns, uptrending patterns, things like that. And so again, this chart right here is showing you what the silver market looked like before the spike in silver last week. So now let's take a look at what happened. This was Friday. I think that would be January 28th or something like that. So this is Friday, January 28th, before the spike occurred. So over the weekend and early into Monday morning is when some of the, Reddit posting and things like that started taking place to do the same, attempted short squeeze like we talked about that occurred with GME and AMC. Now, what is this short squeeze I'm talking about? It's a little bit beyond the scope of this broadcast because we're actually going to be getting really into some specifics here on physical silver. But just in short, what it means, guys, is a short squeeze occurs when a stock or an asset of some kind, in this case silver, jumps sharply. It goes up really high. And what that does is that forces traders who had actually bet against that stock or that asset to go and buy it in order to basically, it's a term called covering their shorts and to stall out even greater losses that they might incur. And so that in turn contributes even further into the spike in silver. So it's this whole thing. Again, it's what occurred with GME and AMC. And as you can see here, boom, it was the same thing was attempted here with the spot price of silver, with the silver market in general. So you can see this massive spike. It jumped from, it was down below $25 just the week before, and then reached a high of over $30, almost $30.50 per ounce, which was an 8-year high. It had been over a little over 8 years since silver had reached that specific price point. And so as you guys can see, it was pushed up higher. Now, why does that matter for you guys as individuals? And what are some things we can do about it next time? Well, as you guys may remember on my title slide a second ago, I actually had some pictures of some gold and silver coins on there. What I do at Tradeway, guys, I'm actually the precious metals operations manager. So what I do, one of part of my full-time job here at Tradeway is assisting precious metals investors across the country. And we put an emphasis and we strongly advocate investing in physical precious metals. So that's literally like coins and bars and things like that. And so what we're about to talk about is how this spike in the silver markets affected those of you out there who are interested in investing in physical precious metals like coins and bars, or maybe have been doing it already have been incorporating that in your investing and things like that. And so really quickly, I wanted to show you guys this. As you can see, the massive spike in silver occurred. And then in the following days, all of those profits that had been made were immediately, sold off, profits were taken off the table. People started selling off again. So I call it an attempted short squeeze for a reason. It caused a single day spike, but as you can see, silver corrected right back down around where it was, and it's right back in its channel again. So I just thought I'd point that out. Remember, the silver market is a beast in and of itself. And so as you guys can see, it was short-lived. It did happen though. But again, the chart that we're looking at here isn't necessarily indicative of the problem that I want to help you guys avoid the next time something like this happens. Because the problem that occurred for those of us who are either constantly investing in physical metals like silver coins or thinking about it, the problem that occurred after this spike that has now been over a week ago is still occurring, and we are still dealing with the results of it as we speak. And this is where I'm coming from here. This chart right here is a little bit closer to home in regard for those of us who like to invest in physical precious metals, physical silver coins and bars and things like that. Let me make sure really quick. Hold on one second. Okay, just making sure I didn't have any comments. Remember, guys, if you guys have any comments or questions as we go, feel free to put them in the comment section. More than happy to cover those. But what this chart right here represents, the previous chart was the spot price of silver. It's just a good snapshot of the whole silver market. This chart right here represents the premium of silver coins. Specifically, you see this coin in the corner here. U.S. Silver Eagles. Now, put in the comment section really quick, guys, if you are familiar with the Silver Eagle, just the general coin, the U.S. Silver Eagle, even if you've never invested in silver in the past, or it's something that maybe you've heard about, but but haven't put a lot of thought into. Maybe you've at least heard about this specific coin, and let me know if you have. Put it in the comment section. It's one of the world's most popular coins to invest in. And there's some terminology that comes along with it. You could call it a bullion coin, and it's government minted. It's backed by the U.S. government, backed by the U.S. Mint, and it is literally an investment tool that a lot of people use, and it's one of the most popular ones at that. So what this chart represents is the premium that people like you and me pay for this coin when we purchase it. And this goes all the way back to August of 2020. So as you can see, the premiums for this particular coin were actually going down and had reached a recent low of about 15%. And so that's, again, a 15% premium that consumers like you and I will pay in order to purchase the product that is a silver coin. But look what happened on Monday, February 1st, when the silver spike occurred in the markets. Premiums for the Silver Eagle spiked from about 19% to nearly 40%, practically overnight. In a single day, you had an over 20% spike in premiums. So let's break this down a little bit for you guys. Again, I really want to hit home why this matters to you as an individual, and why stuff like this is important. So here are the two charts we just looked at back to back, or I should say side by side. You have the spot price of silver over here. You have the premium chart over here. You can see there is our big spike in silver that happened a little over a week ago today. I believe it was Monday of last week, February 1st. And then you have your spike in premiums. So here's how we can break these two things down and how they relate. If you add these two things together, you have the spot price right here. So you can see the peak of that spike reached about $30 and maybe 40 cents or something like that per ounce of silver. Okay, so you have the spot price. If you add the premium, so you got spot price plus premium, that equals the price that you pay for silver coins, just like this up here in the corner, like a silver American Eagle. So again, for those of you guys out there who have thought about it, considered it, maybe you are even familiar with buying physical precious metals out there, this is why both of these charts and both of these spikes together matter so much. Because watch what happened for people like us in just that very short window of time. On January 27th, which is, I believe, just maybe one or two trading sessions before the spike occurred, the price of this coin right here in the corner, up in this top left-hand corner of your screen, if you were to go to just about any dealer website out there, maybe some of you guys have a preferred dealer that you've used before or not. Either way, you could Google it. You could Google U.S. Silver Eagle, and you'll find a bunch of different people, bunch of different dealers selling them. On January 27th, you would have found that the price of that coin would have been approximately $29.27 per coin. That's per 1 ounce Silver Eagle. But what happened after this massive spike in silver occurred just a couple of days later? Now, obviously, we know it's a spike. So yeah, the price is going to go up. That's obvious, right? But you got to remember, you have two factors, two components going into the value of this coin. So fast forward just a couple of days after this price that we're looking at over here. On February 1st, just a little over a week ago, February 1st, 2021, after the spike in the spot price occurred, which basically created this domino effect where you had people all across the country say, silver is spiking. It's about to be going to the moon. I need to go buy some coins right now, or there's not going to be any left for me to buy. That's what a lot of people were thinking. It was kind of this whole fear of missing out complex where, people who hadn't previously invested in some silver coins were now all of a sudden thinking, I got to get out there and I've got to go, buy some myself before they're all gone. And just in a single day, just because of that sentiment across the country, even across the world, the price of this coin increased from $29.27 to $42.10. Now, yeah, I mean, that's that's a pretty significant price per coin that you are now having to pay, whereas just a couple of days beforehand, prices were pretty normal. And that equated to a 44% increase in price that's just if you bought one coin. So this is hypothetical, but let's just say an individual out there, have been telling themselves for quite some time, I want to invest in silver. I know I need to do it because, I've been told, or at least I've heard that, silver can be a good way to hedge against inflation. It's always good to diversify a little bit. These are general things you may hear. And there's just, a lot of people have this intuitive feeling of, because of the historical precedents that both gold and silver have, maybe you'd be smart to have some silver coins on hand, just because, maybe I'll sell them later down the road. Maybe I'll hang on to them for a while. Well, what if that person who had all of those feelings, just kind of procrastinated a little bit, kind of kicked the can down the road and was just like, I'll invest in it eventually. And then all of a sudden they see a spike in the silver markets occur. And they're like, whoa, what if I can't get any now? Which, by the way, that happened to a lot of people. If you had on the day of February 1st and even the day or two after, even right now in some cases, if you go to a lot of dealers' websites out there, they are mostly out of stock on just about every product, including some gold products, which wasn't even really affected by this spike in silver, because the silver market was the target for this short squeeze attempt. So, again, in this hypothetical situation, that person that had been telling himself or herself for quite some time, I'm going to go buy some silver coins, now finds themselves in a situation where they don't have any yet, but they are, fearful of this, phenomenon of the fear of missing out, and they want to go buy some coins now. They are now having to pay 44% more per coin that they buy or per ounce that they purchase, just because they waited until some massive spike in silver or some just crazy news item to bring it to their attention and feel like they really need to get out there and take care of this, get some coins. Here's what I want to help you guys avoid. The Tradeway system. I've developed over the last 7 years a comprehensive precious metals education that Tradeway offers to our students across the country, where we lay out a game plan, where we lay out a specific detailed system for investing in physical precious metals so that you guys know which market conditions to be accumulating your metals in, and then when times to stop and just sit back and wait a little while. Because listen, guys, times like this where you're seeing these big spikes in charts like this, it is prime time for a lot of dealers out there to, use it as a reason for you to go, buy metals now, and they in some cases can use it as kind of a fear factor. Fear-induced urgency is often a marketing tactic used in the precious metals industry. We want to help you guys avoid that altogether. So in our Tradeway system, in our educational system for precious metals, we show you guys which market conditions to be focusing on, when to be accumulating your metals, like the 1 ounce Silver Eagle, for example, and when to stop. Sit back and objectively analyze what's happening in the markets so that you're not out there paying 44% more for those same coins just because of what's happening in the market. Our goal in the Tradeway precious metal system is to help you guys get the most metal for your dollar as possible, and take the fear out of it and put an emphasis on self-reliance rather than fear-induced urgency or the fear of missing out, or the fear-mongering that's used so frequently throughout the precious metals industry that can cause folks like us, myself included, to go out there and buy things that aren't even going to accomplish our objectives, that aren't even going to fulfill the needs of our family. Because believe it or not, these coins, they can be used to serve such purposes, but you have to know how to determine which coins will fit the purposes and the personal objectives that you have for you and your family. That's the kind of stuff we help you guys out with every day at the Tradeway Precious Metals Division. And so let me share with you guys just a quick example of how we do that. We actually have programs in place where just one component of it is we send out these weekly, we call them gold market alerts. And in those market alerts, we actually break down the buy points, helping you guys determine right now is actually a great time to go out and buy some coins, just like we were looking at, because for these reasons, and we'll lay the reasons out. So we always start the gold market alerts with, what is the buy point? Is it good? Is it great? Or is it not ideal at all? And we should just be sitting back and waiting for a while. And so at the top of every gold market alert, we, let you guys know that right off the bat. Is it even a good buy point? If so, why? If not, why? And then below that, we lay out all of the information for what is currently driving the prices of gold and silver right now. So we give you a snapshot of what's happening in the markets, what's happening throughout the industry, and what may be causing gold and silver to be at a good buy point or not at a good buy point. And then, of course, below that, you guys can see a good look at the charts so that you can actually determine and see with your own eyes the patterns that the markets are forming and, apply that to your individual, to your personal investing style, because stuff like that is very applicable. So there's just a quick snapshot of what some of the support systems we have in place for our precious metals students across the country looks like. That's just one of them. We have a lot of things. We do monthly webinars where we get on live, just like I'm doing with you guys now, break down what's happening in the markets and determine whether or not it's a good time to be investing in gold and silver coins and bars and other similar assets. We have video series that break down all of the different options out there to let you guys know, okay, this is the specific coin I need to be focusing on because this accomplishes my objectives, whereas this over here doesn't. That sort of thing. We have tons of stuff like that in place, and that's not even including the full education that I mentioned earlier. It's a comprehensive online course called Protect Your Future, where I teach you guys how, when, why, and where to purchase precious metals the right way. And it's the most unique education in the industry that covers those things. And we don't have any bias when it comes to where to even buy the gold and silver from, because we don't sell precious metals. We teach how to purchase and how to invest in precious metals. And so we're not going to ever be pushing certain coins and bars on you guys because we don't sell precious metal. We're not a dealer. It's the dealers out there that you need to be really mindful of and be aware of the kind of sales tactics they may or may not be using so that you know that you're getting a fair price. And once again, like I said earlier, getting the most metal for your dollar. So let me just share with you guys really quick, and then I'd be happy to take some questions. If you guys have any, feel free to locate your comment section and put those in there so that I can see them, and I'll answer them here in just a second. So be doing that. But before I close out here, I just want to show you guys really quickly how you can take advantage of those support systems and that education. We actually have 3 specific memberships, and I actually just put a link in the chat that you guys can go click on and choose. We have 3 specific membership tiers. All 3 of them have our precious metals education, the online course is a part of it. The 2 memberships here, the Trader Max and the Trader Pro, also have something that we call our prospectors resources. That is the support aspect of it, like that gold market alert I just showed you. So it's the course and the support system all in one thing with these 2 memberships. And then this first one, Insider Plus, it has the online course in there, so that you can at least get the foundational education and go out there and make informed, educated decisions when it comes to your metals investing. So here are the price points for those. They're monthly subscriptions. And guys, it's not just precious metals. It's everything from stock trading, precious metals investing. If you go with the Trader Max membership, you have options trading as well. And then Trader Pro has everything. It has precious metals, stock trading, options trading, credit and debit spreads, tons of support systems included in it. So it just depends on what is right for you guys. But in the context of precious metals, like we just talked about, all 3 of them have precious metals built into it. And so click the link that I just put in the comment section. Copy and paste that in your browser if you have to. It'll take you to a landing page, and you can read about all 3 of these specific membership tiers. Pick which one is best for you. We'll get you set up immediately. You will get instant access to the Precious Metals online course and the support programs that go along with it if you pick Trader Max and Pro. And then Insider Plus will get you the online course. And so, yeah, guys, just pick what's best for you. And you can actually reach me directly by emailing preciousmetals@tradeway.com. That's all one word, preciousmetals@tradeway.com. That's actually my direct work email address. Send it to me if you have any questions about these memberships or about what we talked about in general today. And I'm more than happy to help. It's what I do every day, and it's my favorite part of the job. Out there supporting our precious metals investors, answering their questions, and help breaking down the markets and what to invest in, what's best for them, all that kind of stuff. And so thank you guys so much for joining me today on this week's Tip Tuesday. Again, this was getting prepared for the next silver spike. We want to objectively analyze what's happening in the markets right now and avoid times when we see a silver spike to then think, gosh, now I got to go invest in some silver coins before it's all gone, because that's when you're out there paying 44% more and sometimes greater. Think about what occurred at the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic. Every precious metals dealer across the country was sold out. People who wanted coins but waited a little too long weren't able to get them anywhere, and it took several weeks for the supply chains to get back to kind of normal, and they're still not totally. In fact, one of the reasons why this particular silver spike is sending shockwaves throughout the industry is because a lot of these dealers are still recovering from some of what happened at the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic, wiping out their inventory. And so we want to help prepare you guys before the next spike. One of the reasons you do that is by, waiting until the times in the market are less volatile and more predictable, repeatable, and reliable, just like we talk about with our stock trading. But if you guys want even more details on how to be prepared before things like this happen, become a Tradeway member. Go watch that Precious Metals online course, which you'll get instant access to regardless of which membership you pick. And then if you go with Trader Max or Pro, you're also going to get the weekly ongoing precious metal support where myself and my team will send you guys buy points. We'll send you videos. We'll send you invites to our monthly prospector webinars so we can be talking about these things and apply them to your individual personal precious metals investing. So thank you guys a lot. I don't think we have any questions on the board right now, but even if you guys are watching this later, after the fact, after this broadcast is over, again, email me at preciousmetals@tradeway.com and we can continue this discussion. And I'd be more than happy to support you guys. So you guys have a good one. Looking forward to being with you guys again next time. Of course, be on the lookout for other Facebook Lives from us here at Tradeway, where we break down the stock and the precious metals markets. Like and share this post if you guys felt it was informative for you. Please share it with your friends and family if you feel like it could help them out as well. Just get a better understanding of the kinds of things that are happening around us right now in regard to the markets, whether that be stock market or precious metals markets. And just reach out to us at Tradeway anytime, and we'll be here to help you guys out. So you guys have a good one, and I'll see you next time.